Hi guys, welcome back to another podcast. Today I have another very exciting guest, so without further ado I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Melanie Barrie and I'm currently playing Angelique, the nurse in Anne Juliet at the Shaftesbury Theatre.
So I'm just going to get straight in and ask you all the juicy questions, because I know that's what my viewers want to hear. So where did you study to be an actress?
Where did I study? I didn't study theatre. I am currently doing a master's in organizational psychology at Birkbeck, but no, I didn't train to be an actor.
So if you didn't train to be an actress, what made you want to pursue a career in acting? Like, what was it that set you off? Like, did you know anyone, or what was it?
I've always loved performing. I've been singing professionally since I was 8 years old. Bagel, which is where I'm from originally. I moved to London in 2000. I've always liked performing. I've always liked telling stories. I've always liked making people laugh, making people think, making people listen. I've always liked playing dress up and living imaginary lives. So that was what made me want to become an actor.
I think it's really nice that you've always known you wanted to do it, like even as a small child. What sort of shows do you usually audition for? Like, is it musical theatre, or like what sort of things do you tend to audition for?
I audition for all sorts of things. I do a lot of musical theatre. I do a lot of plays. I also audition for television and film and commercials. But yeah, I mostly do a lot of theatre.
With you being more theatre based, what shows have you been in and what parts have you played and things?
I've worked on a lot. Let's see, main highlights. In the West End, I was in the original cast of Mary Poppins and Matilda. And I did a musical called Daddy Cool. I did a play at the Theatre Royal Haymarket called Breakfast at Tiffany.
Wow, so you've definitely had your fair share of shows. Oh my god, I can't wait for it until theatres reopen. I'm so excited. Keeping on the topic of the theatre work that you've done, what's the worst part about being in theatre? Like, what parts of the rehearsals or of the calls do you not like? Is it like the auditioning part?
There's always something to like, even if, there's always lots of fun people to get to know, and the work is always great. I'm one of those people that's always really grateful to be working, so I really enjoy. I suppose one of the things I don't like is when we do technical rehearsals, when we have to, make the lights and the sound work with all the stuff that we've rehearsed in the rehearsal room. I don't like the waiting around a lot. If you're not doing something, and sometimes you just have to wait. And it's important, the waiting, they're doing lots of other things, fixing the lights and making all the moving parts work, but sometimes I don't really enjoy sitting down and waiting around.
I suppose nobody really likes waiting about for things to happen, and it can get a little bit tedious. But yeah, you're right, they do have to be done. On the flip side of that, what is like the best part of being an actor? Like, what has been the best parts to why you do it and the reasons?
The people that you have to work closely with, and I think they are the best bit about what it is I do. I love people who work in the arts. I love the people who get together to make a show happen. All the people backstage, all the people beneath the stage, all the lighting and sound people, all the stage management, all the dressers and the wiggies and the amazing crew, lots of people and my fellow actors, we just get to play and have fun on stage. And so my favorite thing about doing these jobs is always going to be the people.
I have to agree with you on that one. Who you work with does make such a big difference on how like the show goes and stuff, but it's like with anything, like even just when you go into like your local shop, how well you get on with the person that's working in there makes such a big difference, and it can change your mood completely. So yeah, if the people you're working with, I can see why that would be the best part about it, especially with you all having the same interests and things. Like, you'll just vibe off of each other all the time, so it does make sense. Are there any things when you've worked in the industry like that shouldn't have happened, or little like memorable moments or little things like that? I don't know, just spill the tea a little bit for us.
I remember one time I was doing Les Miserables, and we had a very quick change from the bargain scene into Paris, and the zip on my dress broke. And when we go into Paris, this was one of those scenes where I'm supposed to climb up a ladder and get to the top, so I'd have to turn around and show the audience my back, and I couldn't do it because my entire back and half of my butt and all my underwear was hanging out because the zip had broken, and they could only just pin it a little bit before I had to go on stage. So I had to just stay on, I couldn't climb up the ladder. I had to stay on the bottom level of the stage and just kind of walk from side to side facing the front like a crab, because I couldn't turn around and show the entire audience my butt. So that's a funny thing that I remember from lots of wardrobe malfunctions and wig malfunctions in theatre sometimes.
I suppose it's all fun and games with costumes in theatre, and sometimes that's how live theatre goes. We have problems with zips breaking and things, especially like during the show. You suppose you wouldn't mind as much if it was like before you were just getting your outfit on. They might be able to sew you up into it, but I can imagine you've had your fair share of wardrobe disasters in the theatre. But yeah, that was my final question. So I'd really like to thank you for coming on my podcast and sharing all your wonderful facts and stories about working in the theatre. Thank you so very much.